been doing the same job for the last 6 years.
So you're not seeing that ladder?
Oh yeah, yeah. And it doesn't help that the firm I work for is basically a Pittsburgh-based firm.
Mm-hmm.
They believe in slotting you in a position and hoping you excel at it, and therefore they don't really promote from within. I'm thinking they'd rather spend the money and get someone outside the firm to do a job you feel you can do, and meanwhile you're sitting here thinking you're hurt, you're annoyed, and you're like, I'm just as smart as this guy, but I know the culture of the office. I get along with everybody, despite the fact that more than half of them are attorneys. And I'm thinking, where's my shot? But at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm the type of person that I'd rather let my work speak for itself than just beg for something. But at the same time, I believe nothing should be given to you. I mean, why are you gonna have to take it?
You're there trying to take it.
I'm trying to take it, and I feel like I'm being roadblocked.
Right. Okay. And I saw you nodding too.
Because I'll be honest, there hasn't been an employee review that I've had for 6 years where they said, Jason did this bad. Every review I've gotten from everyone in the New York office and the other offices I help support in records management, they're like, he does this well, he does this well, he does this well.
So it should translate into something better.
For me, not that on a handout, but it should translate into something, opportunity to do something more than what I'm slated to do.
Right.
I think one of the realities of life is that it's more of a triangle. The whole base can't rise to the top. Only a small percentage can make it, and everybody feels they can make it. It's like almost a lot of times, like a profession. I went to play basketball, and everybody felt I could have been an NBA player too, but everybody can't. It's that triangle there. Another interesting thing about ethnically related races is the rise of China and India. We have an interesting competition because everything is globalism today, and everything is competing on a global basis. It's just not what you produce here in the United States. It's how it's compared in the marketplace in a global sense. And they're rising very, very strong. Think of it this way, 1 in 4 is Chinese. I don't see any Chinese here today. And they're complaining they want their piece of the pie as well as Indians, which is probably like 1 in 6. So the interesting ethnic conflicts in the future, I think, is going to go global.
I think so. Especially we have people here being transferred to some of those places too. But I want to address your triangle one thing. Yes, probably we don't have roles for everybody down here to occupy them up here. It's a smaller area. The problem we're discussing is, are people having an equal likelihood, given the same talent and effort to get there? And that's what we're concerned about. It doesn't seem sometimes that they're getting that fair chance to get there. Yes.
I'm just thinking, I'm assuming you're going to talk about this a little bit more, but when I first saw this second sub-bullet, the first sub-bullet there, the tokenism, I was startled by it because yeah, I like that. Because I know that you focus a lot on blue-collar workers, but in white-collar environments, having more than 15% of any ethnic minority, people of color, all concentrations, is pretty low. And so people experiencing this situation is probably really frequent. It's probably very frequent that people are feeling this. And so I guess the question is, what are the implications of this self-awareness? Are there only negative implications, or are there positive implications of the self-awareness being reified and reinforced and so forth in that kind of environment?
The work that I reviewed is discussing the negative implications. Perhaps because I'm concentrated on thinking about it from a stress perspective. But it concentrates on that because it puts an added layer of effort on your mind. We were talking earlier about how that supervisor, like Keisha, who got to be supervisor of other people of color, now she has something that another supervisor didn't have. Another burden on your plate that the other supervisor didn't have. So with this is another layer of thinking of, so are they judging me fairly? Or was that comment meant in a way to say that they think negatively of my group or not? So you get yourself into these scenarios, right? Because you are aware of your identity, and your identity becomes salient in those spaces in which you are one of the few.
Even when you might not necessarily want your identity to be salient.
Yeah.
So for example, for me, and I hate to say this, when I walk into my building at Syracuse University, I know I am the only African American that is employed in that building on staff, faculty or staff.
Not even an administrative person?
Not administrative, not a support staff. There's not one other African American employed as a full-time staff person, employee in that building when I walk in the building. And I don't want to make that, sort of at the forefront of my identity, but it does make you self-aware.
So they know you personally, right?
They have to.
What I think might be part of this also, and maybe it comes under the assumption, but not necessarily in a prejudice, but maybe just in an assumption, having to do with the kind of the communication style of the office that doesn't fit the group that may be in this token area or not quite as the top management, that they are maybe using the same methods of communication that are assumed to be standard for everyone.
Because that's the group they're
Because the group that is in control sets the standards, and they don't realize that those are standards that don't apply universally to everyone in the entire world.
You mostly must be working here in private industry. I work for the city of New York. The majority of the people I work with are minorities. And there's a lot of prejudice. Hello? Let me say what I have to say. There's a lot of prejudice among Congress. Okay? And if you don't want to face it, face it. Okay? And there is a lot of competition out there. And let me tell you, we do not treat our own kind fairly. Okay? Once again, we don't treat our own kind fairly.
So when we're talking about discrimination, it's coming
Exactly, with your own kind. And it finds it very difficult. The reason I'm rephrasing it is because I don't think we realize how difficult it is to work. I mean, I've here been working for the city for 15 years. I have experience. I have moved up and proudly to say, not because I'm kissing anyone, it's because I have the brain and the knowledge and the experience within working in the city for 15 years. And I have worked in different levels to gain that experience, and I have gained also experience by working in different agencies and different offices of the city of New York. And unfairly to say that sometimes your own Spanish community might judge you, even the blacks and the Hispanics have a competition. Even the black might promote another black over you because you're their same level, you're the same kind. And unfortunately, I'm going through that right now, where I feel like, here you're promoting this girl who just came the other day in the city of New York. She's not even permanent. She didn't even pass exams to be in the level that I am. But you're promoting her because she's your same race, and she kisses you.